Hi, Gaye DeRusso with Majestic Rider. So today I'm going to show you the canter on Nene again. He has a very nice gait, but he's lateral. That's why his gait is nice. And so some of you might have horses that are more lateral, like they don't trot, or they're really pacey. All right, it's hot out. So if they're not getting the lead, or they keep cross cantering, you can use a bell boot. So this is a Davis bell boot. They're online. You can buy them. You can add more weight. So you start with a lightweight. If that works, that's it. If it doesn't work, then you can put more weights in it. So we're going to work on his right lead first, which is his bad lead. So I'm going to put this bell boot on his left front leg. So this is the first time he's ever had it on, and you can look back and see his video when I lunged him and he didn't have it on, so you see what he looked like. We lost that part of our So it's normal when they don't roll, they walk, that they pick that foot up higher, you know, or they pull it up real high or mess around with it because they don't know what it is. But the weight makes them pick their foot up higher, which is going to change his footfall. And again, we're not going to keep it on there forever. It's just a training device, and then once he gets his canter, we'll be taking it off. Okay. So, again, I've already taught him the word canter. He has a basic concept, and what I'm trying to do is get his canter better. So I'm going to use this weighted bell boot, and then I'm also going to have him trot over fold. Okay, you ready? Okay, ready? Canter. Canter. So see how he's coming higher up? Oops. Oh boy. Walk. Walk. Oh. So usually to the right he starts off on the wrong lead behind. Good job, buddy. But he didn't. He did really well. He kept that lead. He's like, look, I can do it again. Canter. Buddy. So tell them when they do it right, give them a little break so they know that's the right thing. And now I'm going to try it again. Okay? So you don't put it on both front feet because that won't change the weight, you know, or the difference in the front feet. So it's just the outside front foot that you're going to put the weight on to help them. So I keep going the same way. You don't want to change your direction because then it'll be on the wrong foot. Okay? But one circle is good enough to start with. Don't try to go for, 5 circles or 10 circles. It's too much. These guys, it's hard for them to canter. It's easy for them to gait. This type of horse, which can be a walking horse or, if your horse is really well gaited. But the shorter stride ones, the Rockies, the Fox Trotters, the ones that are trotty, it's much easier for them to canter. So your friend's horse might canter easily and yours doesn't, and this is usually why. So you got to practice. But they can have nicer canters in the end, actually. Okay, get ready. Canter. Easy. Easy. See me hold my hand up. Easy. It's kind of a signal for him to slow down and collect himself. Right there is good. Whoa. 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 Hello. Are you paying attention? He's like, no, I'm on camera. I'm just posing. So that was better. So what I'm trying to do is when he does it correctly, stop and give him a break. If he does it correctly and I just keep going and going and going, then when I stop, he'll be tired and it probably won't be so good. But in his mind, he'll think, when I do that really crappy canter and throw my legs all over, and that's when Gaye likes it and she stops me. So I think I'll do that again. So you always want to stop when they're doing the right thing, not the wrong thing, okay? And they can only do it so many times. You got to know your horse, what shape he's in. This guy's just 5, so his muscles aren't fully developed, so he can wear out a lot faster than like a 12-year-old. All right, but I think he's got one more in him. So let's try it. Now watch. See how smart he is. Look, he already knows what to do. Get canter. Good job. Now it's okay. It's not great. I'd like it up more. Canter. That's better. Whoa, whoa, good job. Okay, so pretty good for the first time. Whoa. Are you posing again? He's like, I want to get really close to the camera. So now I'm going to switch directions, so I'm going to switch feet. I should be more to the side. If I can get it off. be asking for his left lead, so I'm putting this on his right front leg. There's many different things that you can try to help your horse. Poles, this, jumping. You know, you just try different things, see what works best for your horse. Not one thing works best for every single horse. So you always want to have different tools in your toolbox, right? He's like, exactly. Okay. So this is his better direction. So if he's tired, it should be pretty good. See how he knows exactly what to do now? Good job. So I want it up a little bit. I don't want his head too low. Good boy. Walk. So Nene's smart. He's also a people pleaser. He also can be a brat at times. He's very funny. But he tries to do the right thing when he's not screwing around having a good time. Right? You're like a party boy. So you got to make sure he's, you know, if you have a younger horse, you work some of the energy out so they're not leaping, bucking, and screwing around when you're trying to teach them something. It's kind of like, you know, giving them recess, having the kids run around. Okay, so we're going to try it again. So I usually give them 10 to 20 seconds rest. Not too long. You don't want to give them 5 minutes. They might forget what they're doing. Okay. Ready? Canter. Canter. Now this is a good canter. Slow. Pretty collected. His head's up a little bit. Good boy. Walk. But see how loose and gangly the walking horses are? So he was cantering and his head was turned to the left. Because he's looking at me and then he wants to run in. That's what he usually does. Or he jumps around making faces at me, which is hilarious. So they're very Gumby-like versus the other gaited horses. They're very loose jointed. They're very flexible. So they can do all these things, and that's why they can reach so far underneath them. So it makes some things easier and many things much smoother, but it makes some things teaching them a little bit hard because they are so gangly-like or Gumby. Canter. Up. Hike up. Good job. Oh. So, you're okay. You thought I was going to whack him. Good job. So when I'm on him, he's much faster, but you can see how his canter's going to end up in the end because he's just not used to carrying that weight up there. So I want to reward him when he's slow, collected. I don't want these guys, the walking horses at least that are shaped like this, to canter with their heads too low because they space out and they stop paying attention. Then they get trippy. So I like them to canter with their head up, but not straight up in the air. So like right here is perfect, okay? So if you get it too straight up, they can get racky or pacey, so that's not good. If it's too low, then they can get trippy. So you got to be careful where you put their head. Now you can do this with any of the gaited horses that are having problems with their leads or non-gaited horses that are cross-cantering. You can also use this for them. Remember, it's the outside front leg. You got to know which lead you're cantering on to actually figure out which foot to put it on. And it takes some time to get the horse used to it in the beginning, and then they'll get better and better. But you see, he already knows the word canter, he knows how to lunge, he's learned many things, and he tries very hard to do the right thing. Okay, hope that helps.